your everyday go-to radio station. Okay, so hey friends, welcome to my world, welcome to my belt on radio. Yeah, I have officially resumed for duty today. What's my name? My friends call me Sweet MC, but my name is Jude. Ikami Jude. Welcome to my world. Of course, it matters, and here we discuss all that matters, politically and otherwise. Okay, so breeze up and just be there as we get talking from national issues to state issues to local government issues to even our community. We'll give you all the information that you need, because information, they say, is power. So welcome, and welcome again. I have a lady who's going to be on the WhatsApp portal, and of course will also give us the information that we need. I want to say something, but I'm trying not to use that word. Try not to use that word. But then, Metro Corner should be on the Metro Corner. Actually, talk to us.
Good afternoon, Lagos City. If you are just tuning in, this is Voice of the People Radio, and I am Munachuku Ojubana, here today on Metro Corners on Matters, where we unravel the latest happenings that define us in the society. So I need you to sit back, take your volume up, tune in, stay, call anyone you need to call in. The Matters is about to begin.
And in case you don't know, we are streaming on all of our social media platforms. Yeah, we're just streaming, and you can go there and watch us live. Just go there, VOP 90.3 FM, right? And watch us live.
Yes, you can catch us on YouTube. The handle is VOP 903 FM. And on WhatsApp, where the conversation never ends, it is 0817 175 6338. Again, 0817 175 6338.
And much later, when we get to open up the studio lines, you will have the opportunity to call the number 0700 903 903 and 903. Again, 0700 903 903 903. Okay, let's take a walk to what we have around our community. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
I'm sure you've all been waiting for what we have today for you. This is a very, very touching story that I have today for you. This is about the arrest for an alleged defilement of an 11-year-old person. Now, the River State Police Command has arrested a 16-year-old boy who allegedly raped his 11-year-old schoolmates in the school premises in Port Harcourt on Friday. Now, it was also gathered that the yet-to-be-identified students carried out the act while his friends watched the scene. That's very gruesome. Now, shortly after committing this act, the boy was said to have scaled the school fence to escape, but was later held by the school authorities, and while the girl was taken to an undisclosed hospital for treatment. Now, meanwhile, the mother of the girl, while speaking to a radio station in Port Harcourt, she called on school authorities and the state government to ensure that the perpetrator was brought to book. The woman, who has identified herself to be a widow, narrated that she got a distress call from the school to come over immediately, saying that when she got there, she saw that her daughter was bleeding profusely. She said that the school should provide the boy that did it, and that she just wants justice for her daughter. She said she's a widow and she doesn't have anybody. It is just her and her children. She went on and on and on and on. She was, oh, you must provide the boy. We should not go free at all costs, because maybe he has been doing this to other people. He doesn't have to go free this time, and I want people to help me. The girl's mother has has been pleading to people in Port Harcourt, people to come to her aid, lawyers, non-governmental organizations, so that she can get justice from her daughter. She mentioned that when she got a call from her school, she was initially scared, thinking that it was an emergency, so she had to rush to school. But when she got there, she heard the sad news that her daughter, an 11-year-old girl, had just been raped by her 16-year-old schoolmates. She said that she's taking care of her daughter at the moment, but things are expensive and she wants people to come to her aid. Now, the whole situation has sparked outrage. It has provoked a lot of people on social media, with many people condemning the act and calling for the arrest and prosecution of the suspect. And the spokesperson for the State Police Command, Grace Coco, has confirmed the incident, saying that the male student has been arrested while investigation is ongoing. I wonder what other form of investigation they need in this case. 16-year-old raping an 11-year-old.
16.
Yeah, that's actually a lot to take in if you think about it.
Sometimes you wonder how they get to know that there is something called rape in the first place.
I mean, it's puberty.
Yeah, but then okay. I don't want to say this.
Moving on. A Rivers State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt on Monday convicted and sentenced 5 people to death by hanging for the murder of Umuzuruke Alex, the commander of a local vigilante group codenamed OSPAC, that is the Onelga Security Peace and Advisory Committee in Umoha local government area of Port Harcourt. Now, the court has decreed that the convicts should be hanged and administered lethal injection until they are confirmed dead. Now, the convicts, Okechukwu Oji from the Atala community in Obiakpo, Igwe Promise, Iheanyi Igwe, Morrison Igwe and all from Umudioga and in Emoha LGA and the Goodness Monday from Akwa Ibom State, were all found guilty of 10 counts of conspiracy, cultism, murder, and illegal possession of firearms. Now, the trial judge, Justina Sika, in his judgment, discharged and acquitted the 6 defendants in the suit, named Alex Dewey. It was said that the justice held that the prosecution counsel of SCN Idet proved his case against the other 5 convicts on charges of conspiracy, cultism, illegal possession of firearms, and murder, and therefore convicted and sentenced them to be hanged or administered lethal injection until they are confirmed dead. The court also found that the convicts were not only they didn't only murder the OSPAC commander, but they were also involved in kidnappings and other criminal activities in parts of the state before their arrest and commencement of prosecution. So running over that again, that is 5 people have been sentenced to death in Port Harcourt for murdering Rivers Vigilante commander. So if you didn't know what was happening in Port Harcourt State, I have brought it first hand to you now today.
Rivers State.
Now you know. Now you know. And this is a very, very interesting one that has been going on lately. If you've been on X, formerly Twitter, I'm sure you should have seen this conversation making rounds. So a man has recently narrated how DNA showed that he is not the father of his 2-year-old SS son. So this man named Stephen Opeyemi Moses has cried out after a DNA which proved that he is not the biological father of his child with an SS genotype, which his wife claimed was his. Now, Moses had appeared on a Nigerian-based TV courtroom show last year to present the matter to a judge, and he revealed on the show that his wife gave birth 1 year after they got married, only to discover that while he was AA and his wife of AS genotype, they have an SS carrier son. And you would wonder how. During the hearing, the judge reportedly ordered a DNA test to be carried out, and the DNA analysis revealed a 0% probability of paternity, indicating a negative result, and that he is not the father of the child. Now, following a clip that has been making round on X, Moses provided an update revealing that his wife has since refused to undergo a maternity test. Because, a maternity test would obviously prove that if you are the mother, it means that you have done something very, very terrible outside your marriage. Because now this proves he's not the father. We need to be sure if you are the mother, because two things now are in play. Did you do something outside your marriage that you weren't supposed to do? Or was your child swapped at birth? Well, the court ordered a maternity test for his wife, and she has still refused to go for it. He said, "I'm still in awe of how I got here. I got married to my wife precisely on May 21st, 2016. A year down the line, she got pregnant and gave birth on her birthday. The first crisis that my son had, we spent thousands in the hospital, and that was when we first discovered that he was of SS genotype. And at that point, I was confused. My wife told me that it was the enemy that was doing us through the boy, and I didn't believe, because at the same time, I didn't argue with her." This is what the husband is saying. He said he started making his research, asking if it was possible for an AA and an SS genotype to produce an SS child. He said he saw that it was possible on some rare occasions with extreme weather, but it was there was 0% of it happening in a country like Nigeria. He spoke to a few counselors, a few midwives in Ifako General Hospital, and they told him that he needed to question his wife a little bit more. He kept living together, he kept praying and fasting, but nothing changed. His son kept going through this crisis, and at which point they had already run out of cash, and they couldn't afford to do a DNA test. And then that was when someone recommended that he went to this court. So the court was, they were able to pay for the DNA test for him to be able to undergo it. And he said for him to produce an SS child, even if I marry an SS woman, I'm AA. My child will be AS and not SS. Do you understand? So voicing his displeasure out to his friends and everyone, they pointed him out to justice courts that they would do the DNA test for him for free. He contacted them, arranged a sample for paternity tests, and the results came out in December, showing that he wasn't the father. And then for his wife to do a maternity test, she's been dodging and refusing to pick up calls from the justice courts to carry out the judge's verdict on a maternity test. Wow.
That's okay.
Is she guilty? Do you think the wife did some shady things?
All I want to say is, if you're a man, even if you trust your wife, I think I've said this to people a couple of times. Even if you trust your wife, still try as much as possible and take her for take your child for a DNA test. That is very, very necessary. Please. Yes. So that they will not come and say it's another.
No, so you don't come and father another man's child.
And after 30 years, you now start finding out that the child you've been fathering is actually not yours.
It's not yours.
Okay.
And you've gone like a long way. All right. That is all I have today for you, Mr. Jude. Would you like to take it from here?
Thank you so very much, Muna. Appreciate that. Now, we're trying to give you, some metro stories. All right, let's get down to the grassroots to follow up what is actually happening. All right, that's why we needed to introduce that. Then before we start talking about national or state stories. Okay. Friends, if you're just tuning in, my name is Jude Ikami Jude. Welcome to Matters Today. I have the pleasure of hosting a former commissioner of police, CP Chuks, and one who is right here. It was a former commissioner of police in Oyo State. A very beautiful afternoon to you, and welcome to Matters on this dial.
Good afternoon to you, Judy, Mona, Jobana, and to the listeners.
Welcome. Welcome, CP. Indeed, I'm so glad, so happy to see you. Really. You know what I'm saying. I am so glad to see you. Welcome on board.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Now, everyone, something huge is happening. Something very, very big is happening right now. It's like a breaking news, a breaking story this afternoon. But hey, don't go nowhere. Let me start dropping the information like back to back for you. But then, before I get into that, let me let you know officially that Nigerian Communications Commission says that the voice and data services affected by the cable cuts have been restored. So all of these network issues have been happening for a couple of days now. Is in the past. So NTC is saying, don't worry, the voice and data services affected have been restored. But I told someone, I said, see what only one man can do. Elon Musk decided to oh God.
Starlink was on shaking.
I'm telling you seriously. I wish I could do something like that. I would do it someday. I'll just look at the whole Africa and disconnect something. Just disconnect something. Everybody go sleep first. Then the third day out now, okay, just take it, And I will give them free data for like 2 days, and they'll now be happy, now. Now, what is really going on? Everyone, listen to me. Something big happened this afternoon. The Federal High Court in Abuja today rejected the bill application by the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. The trial judge, Justice Binta Yanko, however, granted an accelerated hearing instead. Counsel for IPOB leader Aloy Ejimako had, at the last adjourned date, urged the court to admit Kanu to bail before the commencement of the trial. Ejimako stated that Kanu's health condition was deteriorating, and that his continued detention by the DSS was a threat to his life. Ejimako also urged that the continued incarceration of Kanu would not enable him to put up a good defense in the matter. CP, court has denied Kanu bail again. What else do you know?
Well, this matter is a very sensitive one. So that's why even the defense counsel is taking his time to go the whole hog, of the legal processes required. And it's just a question of time. I think it will be resolved. It will be sorted out. And you come to find out that there are a lot of interests in this issue. Interests on both sides. National interests, regional interests, and all that. So the judge is also at the same time being very cautious not to do certain things that will incur the wrath of either of the sides. That's why.
But there was this question: why can't Kanu be released while trial continues?
It depends on the charges. When charges are weighty, that's enough ground to deny people bail, especially when it borders on things like kidnapping or terrorism, or mostly capital offenses, capital or capital related offenses. That's just the reason, that's the ground. So that's why I say if you look at the charges, if they are very weighty charges, there's not much you can do about that. Even if you line 30 senior advocates, it will not change anything. the State Council will stand on that basis that this is beyond the court granting bail, except if they go through the whole hog and it has not been able to prove that the allegations or charges leveled are proven to have been the offense the accused person committed. Then on that grounds, they will give you that relief. And at the end of the day too, it behoves on you or the victim through his counsel to seek for compensation for being kept for that length of time without being able to prove any of those points or allegations.
A court of competent jurisdiction has said Kanu should be released long before now, and up until now he's still, held, captive, if I may say so. But then people are not even looking at the court coming in again to say they want to continue with the trial or something. People are looking at the president now to give an executive order that this man be released. People are looking at Tinubu himself. Why not just say this man should be released and quell all of these tensions in some quarters of the country? I mean, especially in the southeast.
That's what everybody had expected too. And at the same time, Mr. President is just one person, and he has a lot of advisors around him. So before he makes such pronouncement, he listens to his advisors. So this heat you're raising now should be turned on his advisors, especially the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister for Justice. That's the Chief Legal Officer of the Federation. These are the people with the team of lawyers, the state councils. If they wanted to be fair to this young man, and if they wanted to be fair to the security situation in that geopolitical region of Southeast, they should have made it a priority that since the detention of this man, a lot of things has really happened in that part of the country. And its effect is also, it has gone into the south and part of the north central, the effect of this man's incarceration. They ought to have given it a priority and advised Mr. President, as soon as possible on the direction to go. And there's no way they will advise him and he will say no, he will not do that. After all, Mr. President is lettered, even though he's not learned. He's not a lawyer, but he's very sound that any advice you have given him, he would look at the facts of the issue and act on it. But if you keep, maybe they have never called it a priority, they have kept it by the side and felt that there are other state matters that are more important. Which is not really in order.
At this point, is it like those advising the president are scared of something? 1, 2. Is it that the federal government is actually scared of what might, in quote, happen if Kanu is released? Or what is it really that some persons are scared of? Because if Igboho, people will say, can be released, then what is wrong with releasing Nnamdi Kanu?
The similarity is there, like you have just said, and at the same time, it depends on the charges leveled against Igboho and the charges leveled against Kanu. You understand what I'm saying? So if the gravity of the one leveled against Kanu is very heavy, that's why it's neither here nor there. Igboho's own, it may look big, but the concern of any interested party is to look at the charges. What are the charges they leveled against Igboho? You see, if for instance, let me put it this way, you break into Igboho's business areas and his residence and everything, and you see 1,000 rifles of different caliber or different arms and so on and so forth. You will charge him. What are you going to charge him for? Unlawful possession of firearms. It's a different ball game. Then You go to the other man's house, you didn't even see arms. But they say he's the one who sponsored this, sponsored that, and that those and so people had been perpetrating terrorism. You know, you can, when you look at the two, they look similar. But the other one, depending on the charge that was raised on him, they didn't raise terrorism. They only raised issue that we saw catch share of arms and ammunition. The highest you charge him for his unlawful possession of firearms, you recover all, and that one is bailable. So if his lawyers are there to make their arguments, they grant the man bail.
I remember that there were some charges against Omoyele Sowore.
Yes.
And later the government came out to say, okay, we're turning our eyes off the charges and everything.
Yes.
Now, is it that some persons in this country are favored than the other when it comes to these court issues? Do you think that?
I would not want to see it that way. Well, I know the direction you're going, whether the thing is selective treatment because of either the language or the tribe or the religion and all that. I would not want to see it in that perspective. I know there are a lot of inferences. People will surely be drawing inferences and drawing conclusions. But for me, I will urge everybody to shed their sword first. And let's see the thing to the end. Let us see the arguments that will be adduced when the judgment or the ruling comes. Whether the thing has been proven or it has not been proven. You see, Nigeria is a very funny country, sort of, and it is only God that will heal this country of a lot of wrongdoings. Let me give you one instance. There's one man, an Igbo man, who during the last election crisis and the consequence of the election, whereby houses were either demolished, shops were looted, some cases of shops were demolished, and so on and so forth. Some shops or some markets closed. The man I learned, they call him Ezigbo of Achibo or something, of Ajayi State or so. And the man said one thing, that look, the way things are going, it's getting out of hand. That if it continues like this, if he has his way, he'll go and bring IPOB from the southeast to come and defend the Igbos in their areas they have a business interest. That is his offense. He has been in custody going to 1 year, if not more than 1 year for now. And
it seems forgotten.
Yes. And at the same time, a lot of people have been watching the leaders of thought of Southeast geopolitical zone. This is a straightforward matter. All of them should come out with one voice, including the governors of Southeast, and say that you have no reason whatsoever to keep that man there. What is his offense? He made a statement. If you feel that is not okay, they took him to court. Maybe I wouldn't want to use the word collusion. Allegedly, there was collusion, and they went and remanded him in Kirikiri prison custody, in prison custody. That is Kirikiri Correctional Center. And at the same time, there was somebody, I would not want to call names, but we all saw it, who was warning people, if you dare come out, we'll kill you. You shouldn't come out to vote.
During the election?
During the election.
Yes.
And people who dared him knew they paid very serious prices. They were mutilated, some even lost their lives, and so on and so forth. And he's still walking around like a colossus in the same Nigeria. Let me rest my case at that, because I don't want to go into other areas that they will say I am inciting a section of the country against another section, at least considering the background.
But one will say it's obvious. It's obvious. Look if you look at situations that happen in the north, east, and of course west, the way they handle these issues, one would say is quite different. It's so very different. I just mentioned the issue of Omoyele Sowore that was let go of all of the charges released. These two guys also came out recently and say, hey, release Nnamdi Kanu. Who are those telling Mr. President not to do the needful? We're talking about peace and unity of this country. We're talking about insecurity. We're talking about the Southeast in general. Can't all of these be, put to mind? I mean, looked in thoroughly to release Nnamdi Kanu.
You see,
if we really want the unity and progress of this country.
You see, there's one thing that is happening in this country, and when I look at it, I get a bit worried that we are all sitting on the keg of gunpowder. It is like a time bomb. All of us need to be very, very careful. Number one, we are talking of poverty. Number two, we are talking of severe hunger. You can see the way people's warehouses are looted, how they block trucks and loot foodstuff, either going from north to south or going from south to north, including rice, pasta, spaghetti, and so on and so on. That is enough warning signal for the country, especially the government. Now, in addition to this, look at the abduction of 287 pupils somewhere in Kaduna. And up till now, no answer, no clue, nothing is coming out of it. And every day, more are happening. We have a lot of issues to look at. And the earlier we tackle those severe security challenges, the better for all of us. Now, we cannot afford at this point in time, and all these issues I've just raised that we are going through, we are now trying to bring in issue of hatred and issue of knocking heads of one geopolitical region against the other.
I listen to
the government should not give room or space for that. I read something recently whereby Ohaneze has been warning against this hate speech that is rearing its head from different parts of the country, and warning that it appears it's being targeted at the southeast, that if it continues, it may end up leading to pogrom. And you know the consequence of what pogrom brought to the nation in 1966 into 67. That was the genesis of the Nigeria Civil War. Because you already know the story that some military people went and killed people in government. Unfortunately, some people from the then Eastern region were not touched. Now, the beneficiary turned out to be somebody from that Southeast geopolitical region. So they had to put two and two together and say maybe it was conspiracy by all of them. Meanwhile, the populace was not part of it. They now did counter coup. Killed that man from Southeast, JTU Aguiyi-Ironsi, on July 29, 1966. They did not end it at that. They started killing people from that region, in the west, in the north, and the then leader, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, who was the regional governor, military governor of the Eastern region, now asked them, instead of losing all of you, come back home and stay at home. Let us see how we are going to resolve this. They all came home. Yet, they still followed them to the same southeast. That was the cause of the war now.
Of course. But then I want to remain in the southeast.
Yes.
Right? It baffles me why or maybe I should put it this way, why are your people not united? I mean, Ohaneze itself, the Eastern governors, why are they not united to fight, I mean, come together to make sure they fight for the release of Nnamdi Kanu?
They are all politicians with their variegated political interests, which I believe is self-seeking and selfish. That is why they have not been able to come out with one voice and go to the federal government and raise concerns. To my own observation, that's the way I see it. I think the Ohaneze appears to be more serious, but it's like Ohaneze does not have that teeth to bite. The people that have the teeth to bite are the 5 governors of Southeast geopolitical region. So I think, and 5 of them are seriously or severely worried about the insecurity in the Southeast. So I expect them in that their caucus of Southeast geopolitical governors to take the issue of Nnamdi Kanu as their priority when it is issue of insecurity. Because if they've been able to go and argue their case, there's no way the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice will not do everything humanly possible to get that legal advice out and tell President, look, this court or no court, let them just grant him bail. Whatever it is, any day the court continues.
So you also agree that the governors are divided?
Not necessarily that they are divided. They have not called it a priority. That's what I'm trying to say. They have their selfish and personal interests they are pursuing. It's more important to them than this young man's freedom. And come to think of it, the young man is not in any way a threat to them. He's not a politician. He's not contesting for governorship of Abia, where he hails from. So what will somebody say is his problem if getting this man out will solve your security problem?
Of course, I've read somewhere, and I've also listened to some politicians who say that they are worried about Nnamdi Kanu's popularity, in the Southeast is growing every day back to back. And so they're worried, especially some governors or some persons from the Southeast.
Well, you see, this issue of popularity is two-sided.
So it's like it seems to me now that some persons are for, still in the Southeast, some persons are for the release of Nnamdi Kanu and some persons are against his release.
Well, you have not subjected that to any statistical analysis. So how can it's just being speculated?
No, but if we have united brothers fighting the same cause, then what I mean, by now he should have been released.
Exactly. We are saying the same thing, but I don't want to bring politics into it. That's why I said.
But it's always in already.
Wait, hold on. You see, the thing is, the test in popularity is when you get to the polls. It's not something. It's not like a mirage or magic. Let me give you one instance. In 1982, the then president, Alhaji Shehu Shagari of blessed memory, granted amnesty to Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, then was based in Cote d'Ivoire, and to Jack Yakubu Gowon, who was staying in London. The two gladiators that headed the two sides during the Civil War. He granted Gowon first and later Ojukwu. But Ojukwu came back first. Then Gowon later came. And when Gowon came, he kept quiet and was watching the scene. Ojukwu came, jumped into politics immediately and followed the National Party of Nigeria against the Nigeria People's Party, which was the popular party in the southeast, because of the late Chief Dr. Nnamdi Kanu.
NPN and
MPP.
NPP. Yeah.
National Party of Nigeria and the Nigeria People's Party. Ikemba Nnewi and the late Chukwuemeka Ojukwu was very, very popular. Every household, they were hailing him, Ikemba Kageso, and so on and so forth. When it was time for election, he went and took ticket of the National Party of Nigeria to go for senatorial election. I think the constituency was Nnewi then was under Onitsha senatorial constituency, because then they had only 5 constituencies per state, and it was old Anambra, comprising of the present Anambra, the present Enugu, and part of Ebonyi State, which is Abakaliki senatorial. Do you know that a less known person whose name is Dr. Edwin Amudiwe trounced Ojukwu in that election from Nigeria People's Party and won the senatorial election against Ojukwu? Won him square. So what I'm trying to say is that popularity of a person does not transform to winning election politically.
No.
So if you think that because everybody is saying this is our leader that is coming into the political landscape, he will now remove all the 5 governors, it does not work that way.
Of course, look at it. It doesn't work that way. But
yes.
Some persons might be scared that if Nnamdi Kanu be released, they might lose followership in the southeast. Don't you think so?
Until then, that's why I said the thing has not. We have not done the litmus test. When it gets to that point,
okay. Have you
because a lot of factors play out.
CP, have you asked the question?
Yes.
Why this man is still behind bars? He's still in captivity.
That's what I've said now, times without now. I say it depends on the charges they have drafted against him. And if you want to get the details, go to the court. They will make it available to you. You see all the details. So it is, if the details are very weighty, until it is either proven or you fail to prove your case and the man gets his freedom. And in that situation, if he gets his freedom, depending on the level of the jurisdiction of the court in question, the state, for instance, who are now the plaintiff, who are now the petitioners or the complainants in the case, can say no, they are not satisfied with the decision of the court. Then they can go on appeal to a higher jurisdiction. And they can just use one word. It's a matter of national security. That's all they will use. And carry the charges again to a higher court. So these are things that play out. That's why I say it's a bit technical thing. It's not something we should be extremely sentimental about. We need to take it easy. The only way forward or way out is the first option you came up with, which is executive fiat of Mr. President. If he could tell them, look, let's sleeping dog lie, leave all these things. Let it even be part of the reconciliation process between one interest group and the other. Then the Attorney General and Minister of Justice will now fashion a way to go and look at it and say, look, this is the interest of the president. Let's see how we go around it. That's the way forward. It's a way forward in the matter. That is my own perspective.
Do you ever think Nnamdi Kanu will be released anytime soon? I have asked this question a couple of times, and I want to ask again. What is playing out now? Do you even imagine that this man is going to be released anytime soon?
There is nothing that is impossible.
Because immediately after, I think it was the day the president was sworn in, everyone was waiting for the release of this man, the pronouncement by the president that, hey, Nnamdi Kanu is released, at least as a gift to Nigerians, especially the Southeast distraction. But up until now, the whole thing is getting difficult. It's getting tight and tighter almost every day. And we begin to ask questions. Do you think this man will be released anytime soon under this administration? Or maybe we'll have to wait till after, the administration?
Well, to the extent I have dissected the thing.
Okay.
You see that I came on two approach, flanks. One is executive order, which I know the commander-in-chief will wait to be properly advised based on the principles of law by the chief legal officer of the Federation and his team, which comprises of so many councils, state councils working under him. The second one is through the court itself to fast track whatever it is. And like I stated, when you wanted to compare with Igboho, I say it depends on the charges that we are drafted or raised. It doesn't mean that you see a stockpile, maybe warehouse loaded with arms throughout. You think that the person is waging war, but if you cannot find evidence, where are the people that will fight the war? Does he have a camp? Does he have followers that are the soldiers that are being trained to carry those arms? If you can't see any of these, you just zero it that it's just unlawful possession of firearms. The quantity does not really matter. It's like when we are talking of somebody stealing 100 billion and the person that stole 100,000, the two are stealing. If the offense will fetch 3 years, it is the same 3 years for the offense, for both of them that committed the offense. But it will be more for the man who stole 100 if that while he was stealing it, he carried an iron bar or a dagger, or he carried a toy gun to collect the 100,000. It will aggravate his own to armed robbery. If the other one used pen to do it, the one we call pen robbery, you will only be interested in how are you going to recover that money, that 100 billion from him. And in the end, you can't give him more than 3 years. It is just stealing. This one is armed robbery. And in both cases, is a state versus the persons concerned. Something that does not belong to them had been taken without the consent of the owners of the funds in question, whether it is personal or state fund. Stealing is stealing, or theft is theft in the north. I don't know whether you are getting my analysis.
Very well.
So it is on this basis that when people are charged to court, we don't take our time to break down the thing now, to do a bit of analysis and see why this one you're just looking at it like this, and the thing is magnified. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like in Igboho's case, if I may repeat myself, you have seen, for instance, arms, but there are no link that there are camps where people are being trained, so that you can now begin to bring in terror or such a. But in this one, there is such allegation, so it's left for the state to prove it. That's where they are now. But in this man's case, they have recovered those arms, for instance, but there are no soldiers, in quotes, some militia that are somewhere being trained to carry out war against.
Let me marry this with what happened in Delta State recently.
Okay.
All right. We've seen, several times where soldiers were killed in the north.
Yes.
Especially Kaduna.
Yes.
All right. And now.
And even Niger, that of Niger, they killed so many people.
So many. Okay, exactly.
So many soldiers.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Now, and I was thinking within me last night. I say, imagine if this had happened somewhere in the southeast. Do you understand? Do you understand? Because that will be another total war again. You know, the federal government will just tell
moving all the armored and arsenal,
everything. Let's get to Southeast
and level the whole of that place.
So that's what I said. Don't you think that there is this level of favoritism in the way we treat issues in this country?
No, let me now tell you what.
Okay.
The one you're talking of in Niger, it happened. It was night ambush, and it happened in densely forested area, and they ran into ambush. That one was a clear case that for you to begin to look for the perpetrators, you may not get anything out of it, because those people are like a nomadic set of animals. They'll commit here, and you're looking for them around that area. Maybe around Kontagora, you know, or between Mina and Kontagora and so on and so forth. And you're looking for them. They would have entered Zamfara. They would have left the scene completely. So if you begin to go and pick innocent villagers who are either farmers and, you know, hunters and so on and so on, you are making the mistake. You can't. But what happened in Otuama or whatever they call the place is that these are two identified communities who had been struggling for land dispute for a long time. It is between an Ejo community and an Urobo community in Ughelli South local government of Delta State. Now, all the while, the thing didn't degenerate to killings until recently. One side noticed that some of their people are lost, and it appears it is the other side. So they felt that instead of them to follow the due process of law to report and begin to do investigations with either DSS, police, and all that, maybe they went to do a revenge. From, as alleged, though, from what we followed or what we got. They now went and abducted one person from the other side. So, in their own case, there was no trace of who and who to hold responsible. But in the other side's case, they were able to finger that it is so and so and so that must have done that. So they went and reported, from what we had, to the police, reported to the DSS, reported to the civil defense, and finally reported to the army. Then the army took the initiative, the JTF, and went to the community and tried to find out what happened. That is the version of the community. After they have heard from them, they said, okay, we are taking some of your people to come and explain to us in our place. And the community resisted. They said, no, you can't take anybody from here. And it was at that point, some of them raised the alarm to their ambute that they are suspecting that these people are not genuine military men. This is the version we had from the community.
I would also want to go get there, but before then, I still want to, let's put the rest to Kanu's issue.
Okay.
Right. There's this question that comes to mind. If this man dies in custody,
God forbid it, he will not die in custody. I don't want to look at that option.
Now, you know, this thing is I decided to ask you because you mentioned the issue of civil war.
Yes.
You spoke about civil war, how it all started, and everything, what, you know, brought about the unrest in Nigeria then in 1960. Now,
66-67.
Yes. Now, there's this big question. What if something happens? Now, Ijeoma this morning said that the health condition of, you know, his client, Nnamdi, is deteriorating.
He has said it several times.
And look at what the counsel to federal government, Adegboyega, said. He said that he dismissed the bail application, and he noted that the DSS has a medical facility that could take care of Nnamdi Kanu.
No, the thing is this. I don't even want to look at that option at all.
Okay.
I don't.
What option are you talking about?
The one you say, assuming the unexpected happens.
Okay.
What is going to be the outcome?
Okay.
I don't want to look into that at all.
Because you don't want to imagine it.
I don't want to imagine it. Let us just leave it and look at other areas.
No, but we have to touch on these issues. Now he's been clamoring, my health, my health, my health.
No, but the people, the people behind the mask should weigh those consequences. They know the implication. So that is where they have to put on their thinking cap. That is why I say I don't want to go into that area at all. They need to put their thinking cap and make hay while the sun is shining. Because once it gets dark, it is difficult to figure out a black goat in the darkness of the night. I'm just being proverbial. I'm coming up with a lot of metaphors and adages, so that those who have ear, let them hear.
The same counsel to the federal government, Adegboyega, also accused Kanu of once jumping bail, adding that he failed to declare on oath if the affidavit filed by his lawyer that if granted bail he would if granted bail he wouldn't jump the bail. Now, he was earlier granted bail on health ground on April the 25, 2017, after spending 18 months in detention, but he fled the country after an invasion of his residence by the military in September 2017. So, granting him bail again on health ground, is that what they are scared of, that he might again flee? He might again leave the country?
But you have already said it, why he fled. He fled for his dear life. If his place could have been invaded, only God knows what would have been happened, or what would have been the outcome if they had apprehended him. So that alone was what necessitated him to run for his dear life. Okay, here he is again now. You cannot use what happened in that 2017. The fleeing was with a reason. This is 2025. They are not the same scenario. They are not the same regime too. So whatever they can do that is humanly possible to get him out of custody.
I don't know if I want to shock you or I want to just state some.
There's nothing I will see that will shock you, right? Absolutely not.
You're shocked already.
No.
You have been shocked before.
I have shock absorber.
You're still in the state of shock.
No. I have shock absorber.
Now, some persons in some quarters have said that we shouldn't expect this administration of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu. That might be after 2031.
Who said that?
Holistically look at it. Objectively look at it.
No, who said that?
It has been in the lips of some Nigerians.
Whoever said that may not even.
But if the president is not willing to release him from when he got into office, now how do you know that they would want to? The federal government will want to release him maybe later on, or maybe according to some other quarters again, that might be a gift during the next election for the people of the Southeast in 2027. Okay, take it. And let me go for my next 4 years. That vote for me.
That is what they call Greek.
The Nigerian politicians.
That's what they call Greek gift.
Exactly.
If you give them, it will even work against you in the election.
How?
Oh, no. That's where they will now vote against you massively. You want to use this one as bait, you will not get the vote if this is what you want to use. So the earlier you release the man, the better for you. If you want to use it to do politics that time, it will not work for you. It's as simple as that. Whether you're coming at a subnational level or you're coming at the federal level, it doesn't work that way. Yes.
I quickly want to just ask you this. as regards what is happening in Delta State, the DHQ is saying that there will be measured injurious consequences, for killing military personnel. And of course, as at this afternoon, I started getting some information. The military is saying that there will be no reprisal over the killings of those soldiers. And of course, if you get to the state, the community where it happened,
there's nothing remaining there now.
So where are we on this matter? Okay, you are
back to the reprisals.
The reprisal. Now, you are a former commissioner of police. Do you think that the soldiers were supposed to act the way they did? After the killing of the soldiers, this reprisal thing is what I'm talking about. Professionally now, they're supposed to be engaged in that, because now people will tell you those who perpetrated the act
they've already left.
They've left. Some of a friend said they're in Lagos already, or some other part of the country.
They may even be in Sambisa Forest now.
And then these are
militants.
You're fighting innocent people. Burning houses. I saw a couple of videos here and there. They're so disgusting. And
the thing is this: that natural reaction is always there in an average military man. They are really pained when one of them is touched. So it's better you don't even touch them. When one person is touched, it's not the DHQ that will tell them go and retaliate. No, there's no, even the GOC in Port Harcourt, 6th Division, will not give such instruction, go and level a place. No, before he knows it, the deed has already been done. It is this other ranks, because for them it is vengeance for taking one of their own. Because in their calculation, what is our own? We are not from your place. We are from different parts of Nigeria, and we are here to protect your lives and your property. You're having issue. We came as an intervention front to come and douse and keep two warring factions at least. Let them stay at a distance without fighting themselves. You now left the thing and turned against us. No, there's a way it is now. So that is why I believe, and strongly too, that maybe that killing of the military may have been mistaken identity.
Is that what you think?
Yes. You know why?
Why?
The no right-thinking person will go and face military men and kill them just like that. Because there is one argument somebody raised. He said that the people that have been perpetrating this act always wear military uniform.
Camouflage.
No, camouflage, yes, to come and strike. Boko Haram wears camouflage. Yes. Insurgents wear camouflage.
Of course.
So that was where they thought, are you sure it's not the same people that have come and parade themselves as military men? Because military men won't act this way, firing in the air in our community. This must be the... So that thin line, if it is you and I, we are already exposed. We can discern who is a fake military personnel and who is a government military man. But inside the creeks, because that place I classify is one of the creeks, they don't know the difference. So all these militant boys, they don't know the difference. So they may see some people wearing camo. They say, I told you, these are the enemies. They are Ijaws. So these are Ijaws. That's the way they open fire. Or, no, these are Urubos. Some of them wear camouflage. So it's time to deal with them. They've been doing it before and getting away. They can't get away with it this time. And I'm sure by now, by the time they realize that they have shot at the wrong people, the damage had been done. That's why they all took off completely from the community, ran for their lives.
Information reaching me right now says that the residents of Okwama community in Ugeli, South local government area, Delta State, who fled into the bush where they have been hiding since March the 14th, yesterday, narrated how soldiers surprisingly opened fire on them and allegedly killed about 50 persons.
Where are the 50 persons? They shouldn't be talking nonsense. Where are the 50?
No, but you could see videos of some
Corpses.
women being shot at, allegedly.
When the Commission of Inquiry goes into details,
some of this information you might not just get, except you have on the ground assessment.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. When the Commission of Inquiry goes into it, we will know which is which.
Now, before I get to open up the studio lines, APC in the FCT is crying, the All Progressives Congress, and they are shouting at the president. Something really big is happening in Abuja. Now, what is it? The APC in Abuja says that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will struggle to get 2% vote in 2027. If he fails to stop the minister Nyesom Wike from killing the party. I want to get your views on this quickly. I want to open up the studio line so Nigerians can talk.
Well, when you talk of APC and FCT, Nyesom Wike is not a member of the APC. He's in PDP.
These arguments,
Yes. So maybe APC is angry that how can a PDP man come in and be turning the place upside down, and they're still accommodating that. So they had expected him to come and join APC fully so that they can tutor him and take him through their orientation.
Wait. What party is Wike actually?
No,
now
he's sitting on the fence.
Oh, really?
Yes, he's neither in APC nor in PDP, but he's a PDP card-carrying member, maybe with a view or an intent to bring down that party completely.
Is this do you think it's a game Wike is actually playing because of his political ambition of remaining on the fence? I mean, politically speaking, remaining.
Well, to him, he's still very relevant politically. He has installed a government in Rivers State, and he has to be controlling whatever is happening there, and at the same time become a force to reckon with in FCT. Then concerning the FCT people saying that
they say he's giving PDP members appointments instead of APC members.
Wait now. Like you have just said about he's doing middle of the road approach, like the one you said FCT may end up not giving APC 2%. Whether they give him 0% or not, will that stop him from getting his second term? If he wins all other places.
You're taking us back to what happened in 2023.
That's what I'm saying. Because
are you saying that it will repeat itself in 2027?
Even if it repeats itself, that's not enough from the Supreme Court judgment that we saw. Even though before then it was a factor in past cases. We saw it in 2007, 2015, and so on and so forth, and even 2-3 of Obasanjo. They were only saying so long as the man has met 25%. So this time around, they didn't even look at that again. So even if you give him 0%, it does not matter. So long as he has the overall percentage, the overall highest vote amongst all other contestants. So be it.
Let's get to open up the studio lines and let's talk to Nigerians. All of you watching us live, thank you so very much. My name is Jude Ikami Jude, and of course, he's a former commissioner of police. He was in Oyo State in 2000 and what again?
2020 into
2021.
Yes.
Thank you so very much. All right. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Very simple, right? Again, 0700 903 903 903.
And
All right.
for WhatsApp, it is 0817-175-6338. Again, 0817-175-6338.
A lot of persons joining us from outside the country right now. Okay, you can also use the WhatsApp number. Okay, just call in via the WhatsApp number or maybe the direct line. Again, the WhatsApp number is 081-717-56338. Again, 081-717-56338. Then to call in 0700-903-903. Keep your comments very, very, very civil. All right, so we can have a better conversation together. Please, very, very civil. Thank you so very much. Let's get straight to the phone lines right now. Let's go there. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Jude, my radio friend, and of course, Monarchy.
Good afternoon.
And finally, my ever patriotic analyst, in-house analyst in the studio, CP Chips Ewan retired.
Good afternoon to you too.
Thank you, sir. My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanje, Kotu.
Welcome.
The analyst there has said it all when it comes to the analysis on Nnamdi Kanu. He has said it all. There's no more to say about it. But I know that many Nigerians, especially the diasporans, will come against him. What else? But before that, I want to let you know, sir. I want to just ask you two questions. The first question is, what led to the Python dance in 2017? You know he was released on bail before that time. But later there was Python dance. What led to it? That was what you missed. Probably a little bit practical in that. Then the second question is, after the late Moshood Abiola was pronounced dead under Abdulsalam Abubakar's regime, what happened in Yoruba land in particular, and of course in Nigeria in general? Finally, sir, I want to also inform you, by way of information too, that Edimo Bojuku, when he was granted amnesty by Shagari, then he became a member of NPN and he went for that election as rightly said. But it was rumored or speculated that he wanted to get what he said to get during the Civil War through the back door by becoming the Senate president, and in fact through that, maybe one way or the other, they will impeach Shagari.
All right.
This is your arrest, my friend.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. Let's talk to this person. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Jude.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Daniel again from Stockholm,
Daniel, welcome.
Yeah, and like always, I like to begin by telling you that what we are lacking in Nigeria is love and truth. Look at Nnamdi Kanu now. We have been crying, clamoring. They've been to court. Court have released that man many times. Even they awarded him compensation. Still, they still say they found something against him. Is your CP is giving us a lot of stories there. Sometimes I agree with him, sometimes I don't agree with him. But he knows better because he's an insider. So we listen to him. But they should release that guy. Honestly, Jude, they should release that guy so that there will be a lot of peace. All these soldiers being killed in Delta, these are the things. When somebody is sick, they give you medicine. They will write in that medicine, this medicine have side effects. So you have to be careful. Or symptoms. These are the symptoms of bad government now. Thank you once again for giving me the chance, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much for calling. Appreciate you. Like I said, everyone, 60 seconds, okay? And always learn to keep your comments very, very civil. That's how I like it here, okay? Thank you. Again, 0700-903-903-903. That's the number to call. Then, in case you want to send a WhatsApp message,
0817-175-6338. Again, it's 0817-175-6338.
Good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon. Are you there? We can hear you. Oh, we lost the call. Please do call back, okay? If you can, please just call back. A whole lot happening, several information reaching me right now this afternoon as regards what is playing out, especially in Abuja. But then, hold on, I'll get to read all of that out quickly. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Excuse me.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ikabujide.
Welcome, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, CP.
Good afternoon to you.
And the young lady over there.
Good afternoon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I will first of all commend you and also the CP for his analysis today. He spoke very well. You see, this is the thing we are talking about all this way. My name is Sonny, anyway, from Sweden.
Welcome.
Yeah, this is the things we are talking about. I don't know what Igbos in Nigeria did to the federal government, the Northern. Ever since they have been in power, the Igbos have been marginalized. Nothing good have come from the Northern down to Igbo race. Ever since Nigeria, ever since the Biafra war and the Nigeria government, Nigeria, after the war, Igbo people have never found peace in that country because of the children we match ourselves together again. So I don't know what will happen before Igbo in Nigeria will feel at home, because this is getting out of hand and the injustice is clear. The whole world is watching. Everybody is seeing what is going on. The kind of treatment they are giving in Igbo all over the state, all over across the Nigeria state. This is unfair, and we cannot keep on pleading. We cannot. A time will come where we will take action, whatever is going to cost us. We are not afraid of dying a second time again, because this is getting out of hand. Nnamdi Kanu should be released, and they know the truth. And this is just a mere wickedness from the northern part of Nigeria. These are their plans. I will tell you, the people destructing Nigeria as for today is the military, number one, and the northern part of the leaders of the northern part. They are the one causing mayhem, causing havoc in that country called Nigeria. Because the injustice is one-sided. They pardon the Boko Haram people, they give them amnesty, and they say they have repented. The Fulani herdsmen in the history of Nigeria, ever since the former president called Buhari took over the country as president, the Fulani, all we know, they used to have a stick, taking off chasing their cows and the rest of it. Eventually, turn automatically start bearing arms, using AK-47 and other prostituted weapons.
Let's leave it.
And nobody seems to see anything wrong about it.
Let's leave it there. And
the farmers in question, the farmers, people that produce farm in Nigeria, agriculture, people that produce food in Nigeria, they keep killing them. What is all this?
Thank you so very much. Let's leave it there. Thank you. So much to say, so much to talk about. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, good
afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine. What's your name?
My name is Mazu Sunday, calling from Ojalaba.
Oh yeah, quickly. Let's go.
Good afternoon to you.
60 seconds.
Yes, brother. Well, honestly, the problem is here. Why are always that is this Nnamdi Kanu issue? If that they don't want to release this young man, let me charge it in court. So that how many years now in custody that is not even there for prison for the judge and jail, and they keep it in custody. What's the problem? What's going on? If the Nigeria government find a guilty for this young man, let this man to go to court, go to a cell, or maybe this man to go at home. Why you be that Igbo own go be different? I don't know why that always to do this sort of thing. That to go, get one side where they patronize, get one side where they just injure, and we call everybody that is all of us is in one Nigeria. I don't know that is one Nigeria we're talking about. Please let the young man, let the young man. If this young man die from that prison, I'm not sure that is Nigeria in fire in the mountain. Arrest my case.
All right, thank you. Thank you so very much.
Okay. Okay.
Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Kamijide.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, CP.
Good afternoon to you too.
And the young lady in the studio.
Good afternoon.
It can be treated this C2 calling for free transfer alone.
All right. 60
I am
seconds,
not afraid to say the truth. The Kamijide, you need to go and read the history a little bit. And I will start saying CP is old enough to know Apro 4. Let him explain to you what Apro 4 means. And I think he knows. It's an CP. Explain to Kamijide what's the meaning of Apro 4. And the policeman who killed those Igbo traders, 4 of them, is being rewarded. Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo man. We know that. We know also what is happening. And just like as you said, I am an IPOB member, proud an IPOB member. IPOB have decided what to do. Just what you said, in case if you go the other way around, they have decided what to do. Anyway, it's not left for me to say it. It's left for Nigerians to understand it. But let me tell you something.
You see, you have to take it easy. I told you, if you are calling, please keep your comments civil. All right. For mentioning that you are an IPOB member, you've just no. I wouldn't want to take that call. Okay. I'm sorry about that. C2, calm down, please. Good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon. Are you there? Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That is CP.
Just speak. Go ahead. Don't worry. Just go ahead.
Calling from Yuku.
Okay.
Since government has been using soldiers in position of police and it's not working, why would they not change? You see, I see that it's because of their self-interest that they keep on doing things in the way people perish. Soldiers are perishing in the north. If they have been sending them for such things, they send them in Benin. In Niger, in the east, the same thing. Soldiers are perishing. Why do they not return to police and give that very work to the very rightful owner? You see, the Igwes of Igbo and the Igwes the Igwes of every other places, they have to do their work. Like the one that happened in the Bende. Why should they not link it to police through the Igwes after they have now stopped? Now, even if they resisted arrest, that's how they do it. They will just go back and come back and settle things amicably. They become authoritativeness in them. They just do something anyhow.
Thank you.
Why?
All right. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Your time is up. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Okay. Let's see. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Calling from US, New Jersey.
Okay.
Your panelist there, I look at him, I've been listening to him. I wonder if he's an Igbo man. I just returned from Nigeria. I know what I went through with the army. Go to Ihiala, between Uli and Ihiala, see what they do to Igbos. I was so annoyed at the point I was washing. So the guy, one of them inspired me. He came, he didn't know who I am. He told my driver to call me. So I went to him. He was asking me where I live. I pretended I said I live in Lagos. He said, okay, we are sorry, you see what we are doing here, blah, blah. They are punishing our people. They're slapping people, flogging them, old men and women alike, for no reason. They are doing it. Even what happened in Bender, if you watch it, or if you listen to it, you see that the army caused it. They are maltreating our people in their house. They are killing them like flies. I was one day I was home, I was watching. I saw the army, they laid siege. When they see young men, they put them in their truck, and most of them didn't come back. Either they stopped them, or they kill them and throw them by the roadside. I'm from Imo State. This is terrible. They are committing heinous crimes with their uniform. There is no government.
All right, thank you.
These people are doing so much that you can't believe.
Appreciate
the man on panelist there is a big man. He has bodyguard. He doesn't know what is going. He has army protecting him.
All right, thank you.
Know what is happening.
Thank you so much. I have to let you go now. All right, so we can accommodate more and more calls. Okay, yeah. Keep calling VOPFM. Keep calling Matters. For everyone, I do this every weekday. Okay, from 1 to 3 p.m. All right. So let's just keep talking. Yeah, it's democracy, right? And we must talk about some of these issues. Okay, let's go here. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Matthew, calling from Idun.
All right.
Yeah, I want to say one thing about the conversation. Another thing is that I could remember last year when the one that following the Nnamdi Kanu, I forgot his name, either the vice or the representative. I don't know what I would call him. What the man was doing at Abia State, after Abakaliki. So the man was clean our own people by saying they should not go out, they should sit at home. If anybody goes out, they.
Hello. Sorry about that. Good afternoon.
Hello,
okay, I'm gonna give you just 30 seconds, right?
Yes, I wish you to call him back. Please, don't cut me off. I want to tell you a little bit of history of Igbo people in Nigeria. We have suffered enough. We have suffered. No ethnic groups will go what we have suffered in Nigeria and still remain. We have been blackmailed by the media. So even before the war and after the war, they blackmail us. They say we are a matter of things. We are mainly fighting back now. But thank God for the social media. What we are doing now is to fight back and tell the international community, and we have sit down with them. We spoke with them, and we know what they told us. But let's put it this way: CP is an Igbo man. I am not against him of what he's saying. It's up to him, because what I'm about to say here now affects everybody. CP knows that the court have decided and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu, and tell him, put him back where he came from, where they bring him from. Muhammadu Buhari adopted him from, and no court should try him again. The case is there. I'm not the one making it. It's there for social media for everybody to see. Okay. So when you saying it all depends on the case. Nnamdi Kanu, as far as I'm concerned, he has no case to answer. And what is happening in Delta State now? Please, I want the media to go and investigate it properly. There is no don't put propaganda. Let's know exactly what is happening there, because we are not going to forget that the Eastern people are the people that has been ruled out for the estimation. We know that very well. But let me reply to one of the messages the young lady read yesterday regarding one person in the name of Bram Scott or something. When I called yesterday and said that what is happening there should be investigated, and the guy said to me I shouldn't add the Edo State into Southeast. Let me say to him, whoever he is, I am fighting for the freedom of my people perfectly under the law, yes. But let me tell you, you should be ashamed of yourself. You are sitting in Italy doing sorority, asking a white man in a train station, and anyway.
Okay. Situ, I won't give you any chance again to talk. Not today, maybe tomorrow. Okay. I told you to always keep your comments civil. Take it easy, man. Huh? Okay. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ikamijide.
Good afternoon to you.
This is Mazi Ifeanyi Chukwu.
Let's go. 60 seconds for you.
Like what I want to say now is concerning Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know why they are still keeping him there. Our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is from the same south with Nnamdi Kanu. I wouldn't want him to do the way the other guys did his own. I mean, our ex-president Buhari. I don't know what they find about that very man that needs them to still keep him there.
I have seen a lot of things that is taking place in the northern region that is greater than what Nnamdi Kanu did. So, holding him hostage is very, very, very outrageous. They should release that very man. Maybe they think that Igbos have nothing to offer, or whatever. But the heartbeat of this nation is the Igbos. I think those who contributed in the unity of this very country are more of the Igbos. So they should allow that very man to go.
Okay.
I beg them.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. He should be allowed to go. I'm sure you also, let me let you know, everyone listening or watching right now, that the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, has urged the Senate to approve security votes for the territory to ensure seamless response to security vote. Let me just call it. All I'm trying to say is that Wike is asking for security vote for FCT to tackle insecurity. Oh God, everybody. Okay.
Well, he's the minister for that territory now. The place has no governor, so he more or less is the governor of FCT. So if others are asking for security vote,
he should also ask for his own.
Also ask for his own.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. This is Oladimeji from Wonderful.
Okay.
Please, I want to comment concerning the Nnamdi Kanu case.
All right.
Okay. But me, I believe the Igbos, I think it should be a way of peaceful protesting against this action, like to demand for what they want, like the release of Nnamdi Kanu. There should be a massive protesting, peaceful protesting, not the one that will involve this kind of insult stuff, but a peaceful one. Somebody cannot be beating you and you keep silent, and that person will feel like everything is okay. You are okay with the beating without crying out. So I think a massive protest will be a big solution to this. I see a peaceful protest.
Okay. Hello. Okay. Everyone, listen. There's a breaking story here. I will always give you information back to back. Nnamdi Kanu has urged the Federal High Court to send him to Kuje prison, take him out of the DSS custody and take him to Kuje prison. Maybe that will be better or safer for him, I don't know. But then he alleged that the DSS had no medical facility to treat him, adding that there was a conspiracy for him to die in the DSS custody. That is the information reaching me right now. Like what I asked you earlier. If anything happens to this man, what will happen? Now he has seen what is playing out already, and he's saying, please take me off the DSS custody, take me to Kuje Correctional Center. Do you think something is fishy or something, there's something we should know?
No, he has felt he had been kept on the two facilities, and the one that is a bit more comfortable in terms of medical facility is the one he's asking for.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong in that.
Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Hello, POP. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
My CP.
Good afternoon to you too.
A blessed afternoon, sir.
Thank you.
My CP, I really love your dwelling place.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, I call on the respect of my leader, Nnamdi Kanu. I want to ask a question, sir, please, and I will need answer. If Nnamdi Kanu is from the northern part of the so-called Nigeria, will the matter last longer like this? And the killing and the destroying of people property in Delta states, when the terrorists from the north kill 20 of Nigerian military, what did they do? I mean, what happened to them? Do they cut down any single tree in that northern part of the country? And if anything, may God forbid, if anything wrong happened to my leader Nnamdi Kanu, I'm not going to be happy with so-called Nigerian government, the terrorist government. I'm not going to be happy with them.
No,
they say the man free.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Let's talk to someone else. Good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Gideon.
Yes, I can hear you. 60 seconds, quickly, please. Let's go.
My name is Taro
Okay.
I'm a Yoruba man, and I don't support anything that are going to go maybe against each other in this country. I always said it. Even when Tinubu wants to become president, I said it clearly. This man will not offer us anything. As far as it's going to come from APC, we're going to continue the way we and it's clear house now. You see, Nnamdi Kanu case. By now, me, I actually supposed to. In fact, this is the gift Tinubu supposed to give. Instead of removing some subsidy that is hurting us now, that's not the gift. I opened the board I'm supposed to give us that when they are showing this man. And I now pronounce something that's going to hurt us. I hurt us now. We never even get way out of it. And I think I will still say it again. You see, this country will sit down as we are talking about now. Forget about Tinubu sitting down in House of Representatives and say, call a president. It's just like, let me just say, don't let me go there. So you will cut me off.
Don't go there.
This man sit down there is the north that's still ruling this country. Forget anything anybody was saying, maybe either you agree with me or not agree with me. It's the north that's still ruling this country. You see, the most annoying part of this is that I'm listening to this man every day saying it, family saying it, the president family saying it, and other people are saying it. You people should be patient with us. Oh my God! If I see God, I feel like killing somebody. And somebody could not sit there. The whole year is going down the rain now. Nothing is happening, and I'm sitting down and telling us to take it easy. Things is going to be better, and it's still getting worse every day.
That's okay.
Get you.
Thank you.
Goodness,
thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Quickly, please, 60 seconds.
My brother, Ijeoma Egwuatu. Good afternoon, sir. So, my brother, I just want to ask one question. Are you there?
I'm here. I can hear you.
So, I want to know, during the time they arrest Nnamdi Kanu and then Sunday Igboho, I don't know the same time they arrest two of them. So when this man have been arrested since that time, they release Sunday Igboho as fast as possible. Why be say Nnamdi Kanu? That man is an innocent man. The man did not know anything. I don't know the way the Supreme Court has been something like this. All this is a matter of they will sort it out amicably. No matter anything happen, there will be forgiveness. Many things someone is doing.
All right. Thank you.
So my brother, that was thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Gideon.
Can you speak up, please? Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's Nnamdi on the line.
All right, quickly, please.
Senior, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
I just give you for a good job, you know.
Thank you.
So God bless you.
Bless you too.
Whether they like it or not, you will be there for us.
Thank you.
And God will do to strengthen you and your family.
Amen.
For us, my brother.
Amen.
Because good thing never die just like that.
That's true.
About Nnamdi Kanu, you know, I have the 2 updates to tell Nigeria, especially Nigeria government. Always one kita at the Ekuya they will kill stubborn dog, not allow one to hear the scent of the sheep. You understand the thing? So they have just preparing their own shoulder. God knows that. You pick somebody and God grants the person deal. There, for more than how many years now, we are still holding him. You know, I tell APC government, they don't take title where they call America and king the way nobody they advise him. But that king went to backyard to visit nature. After visiting nature, coming out, he clothes carry that nature to tell. Then my people ask questions. Who advise that thing? Who tell us your clothes carry shit to tell you? Now the thing where they happen to APC. And they should keep on disgracing themselves. May God bless everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. All right, let's get to our WhatsApp portal now. All of your messages, those who have been sending messages, let's touch on them. Very heavy messages here, okay? But then let's just see how many we can touch on. Muna, let's go.
All right, from the messages you have been sending to us on WhatsApp, this person says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Jide and CP Chooks in the studio with you. My name is Big Size from Ijaniki. What happened to the previous judgment freeing Nnamdi Kanu? What other charges do they have against him that the CP is talking about?" Sonny Tech says, "It is quite an unfortunate incident and the killing of the soldiers in Delta State is highly condemnable. But of a truth, the negative reaction from the army on the entire community killing innocent people is a gross breach of humans' rights to life. They should have been more pragmatic in their approach as Nigerian army indeed. Even our president's swift response in commanding the army to go ahead with their action was totally wrong and unacceptable. There has been so many killings in the north, but never has a house been burnt down, not to talk of destroying the entire village over there. Even to make a comment was very difficult from the president. He didn't waste time to speak. In fact, they will surely reap the reward of what they have done to the citizens." This person says, "Nigerian government should realize that this man called Nnamdi Kanu should release this man called Nnamdi Kanu or charge him to court for trial before the issue results gets to great calamity that we will all regret in the end." This one says, "Nigeria shows no respect for laws in the land. The federal government should free Nnamdi Kanu for peace of Nigerians. We are losing personalities in army and civilians." Greetings, this is Udom. He says, "My question is, who directed the military to intervene in the crisis between the two communities in Delta State, as they always say? It is only the president that has the power to do so. But is it really the president that did?" This one says, "Good afternoon, Ikami Jude and CP Chooks. What is happening in Okwama Delta State is so unfortunate. CP shares my exact view on the issue because I saw what happened as mistaken identity. They might have mistaken the soldiers for people from other warring sides. And on Nnamdi Kanu's case, it is a very delicate matter. I will just advise those in authority to release the man so that peace can reign in the southeast. May God deliver Nigeria. Sahid Barwa." This is Adeyemi Kamoru from Satellite Town, Lagos. It says, "Some people have been calling for Nnamdi Kanu's the people that have been calling for Nnamdi Kanu's release have not condemned him when he called Nigeria a zoo and literally begging for arms to bring the country down. He was abusing everybody, including the president of Nigeria, on his Biafra radio. Let him see what he gets." Now this person says, "Why do we always allow innocent lives to be wasted before we know the importance of crisis management from the get-go? We have the local government chairman and councillors. We have traditional rulers in communities. What role are they playing to sustain peace, to avert such barbaric acts?" This is Olushoga Ajayi from Odonla Ikorodu.
All right, I think we should leave it there because of our time. Well, everyone, before we go, let me let you know that the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and its candidate Senator Samuel Anyanwu on Monday accused the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) of denying it access to materials that were used for the conduct of the gubernatorial election that held in Imo State on November 11th, 2023. So what I'm actually saying is that PDP is telling the tribunal that INEC is denying them, materials to prove their case. INEC is denying them, materials to prove their case. And to some other ones now, I just want to, state this quickly. They were talking about Nigeria having a new constitution. That's where I wanted to wrap up. But before I get to you, let me also let you know that Abia State Governor Alex Oti has approved the payment of bursary awards, to Abia State indigents in law schools across the nation. That's a big one, man. Let me read it again. Abia State Governor Dr. Alex Oti has approved the payment of bursary awards to Abia State indigents in law schools across the nation. Where is this boy who is a law? Let's start sharing this thing back to back. Okay, quickly. the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria and the Major Energy Marketers Association of Nigeria have projected a marginal production in the pump price of petroleum products, popularly called petrol, produced from the Port Harcourt refinery company once the plant begins operations next month. So what I'm saying is that marketers are eyeing fuel price reduction and they're ready to load. That is from the Port Harcourt refinery. Let's see how that plays out. Then to Katsina State now quickly. Troops from Combat Team 3 stationed in some areas in Katsina State have rescued 10 women and 6 children who had been held captive by bandits since February the 3rd, 2024. CP, just briefly, maybe in 60 seconds, let's talk about the new constitution, the Nigerian constitution that has been clamored by Anyoku, Adebanjo, Nwachukwu, Atta, and of course Sonwolu.
Well, the clamor is not a thing of today. They believe that the 1999 constitution was fashioned or put together by the last military junta of Abdusalam Abubakar, and that it is like the constitution has not really attended to the yearnings of the people of Nigeria in certain respect. So there's nothing wrong in that. The suggestion by the elderly or the elder statesmen is perfectly in order. So they need to do the needful, follow the constitutional provisions that allow for amendments, whereby it has to be 2/3 majority of the National Assembly and 2/3 majority in the state houses of assembly all over the federation. So everything is 2/3. Once they can actualize that, and there is this consensus of opinion on areas to be dealt with, so be it. It is a continuous process. Who says they have to have time frame to do that? Okay. Whatever area they're able to cover, they should do that amendment and still keep it open.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so very much. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Well, that is all the time that we have today on Matters. Coming up next at 3 is the business reports. A huge thank you to CP Chooks here for your analysis.
Thank you too.
And thank you for bringing such valuable insights to the table. And I am your co-host today. My name is Munachukwu Ojubana. You can catch me on all social media platforms at _MU.NA. And I am signing off along the brilliance.
My friends call me Sweet MC. I am Jude, Ikami Jude, on social media. Just Ikami Jude. Let me spell it. IKAMIJUDEH. IKAMIJUDEH on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Okay? I love you so much. Thank you for being a part of the show. CP Chooks, we want to say thank you so much again.
Thank you too.
I'm out of here, Lagos, Nigeria, the world. I'm out of here. Good afternoon and have a beautiful day today.